With everything that's going on right now, have you been feeling emotionally overwhelmed? Hi, I am Frida Doxy, a licensed mental health counselor, head transformation coach, and I am a member of the executive team for chaplain serving the WNBA. Today, I want to talk with you about being emotionally balanced, right? That is so important. When we are emotionally balanced, guess what? Our physical life, our spiritual life, and our mental health is so much more at ease. So let's take a look at where we are right now. Two things I ask my clients when I see them. The first thing is, what are you thinking? And the second thing is, how are you feeling right now? So that's what I want to ask you right now. I'm asking you, how are you feeling right now? Write it down and think about how you've been feeling for the past 2 weeks. So go ahead and write that down. Write down, how are you feeling? You might write down excited, tired, weary, worn, great, fabulous, fantastic, enthusiastic, encouraged. Whatever you're feeling right now, I want you to write them down. How are you feeling? How we are feeling right now is so important because it will help us to understand what's really going on in our lives. To create emotional balance, we got to get an understanding of negative emotions and positive emotions. So here are some negative emotion that you may can relate to. So think about this list, and I also want you to write down again, are you feeling any negative emotions now or in the past 2 weeks? So some negative emotions could be overwhelmed, frustrated, irritable, agitated, angry, hurt, disappointed, confused. If you are experiencing any of those, go ahead and write that down. If you experience them now or in the past 2 weeks. Negative emotions. There's one negative emotion I want to pay particularly attention to just to see how it can grow and grow and become quite horrible. Yes, horrible. So this one emotion is called anger. That is, it's okay to be angry. As a matter of fact, the scripture says in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26, it says, be angry. Mm-hmm. It says, be angry. It goes on to say, don't stay angry. Do not let the sun go down on your angry. Do not go to bed angry. You can see that in the Message Bible, which is one interpretation that I really love, right? Because it says, be angry. Yes, it's okay to be angry. That's a part of our emotional makeup. Here's the key. When we stay angry, when we let it just grow and grow, it can turn into rage, and that can create some imbalance and hurtful relationship. Absolutely. So be angry, but just don't stay angry, okay? Now, let's take a look at positive emotions. So, how can we create this balance? We got to know what are some of our negative emotions, and we have to know what are some of our positive emotions. So, here are some positive emotions that Dr. Fredrickson came up with after doing a research with hundreds of people. They include excitement, they include joy, hope, interest, please, surprise, enthusiastic. Write down any of those positive emotions that you've had today or in the past 2 weeks. Now compare your two lists. Compare those two lists, positive and negative. Which one outranks the other? If you find that you have more negative emotion, that may be some of the reason contributing to you feeling overwhelmed with all the stuff that's going on, right? Or you can have more positive emotion. And here's the key, that if one of those negative emotion that you have been experiencing day in and day out and over, that can create some emotional balance. Here are 4 things I want to suggest that you can do to create emotional balance in your life. And one of the 4 things that you can do, and that is, you can do what I call carpe diem, seize the day, right? Instead of seizing the day, carpe diem, I said carpe diem, seize the moment and not the mood. For example, I used to live in Atlanta, Georgia. And one of the things that, if you're from Atlanta, you're familiar with is driving in the traffic. So I would dread driving in the traffic. I would wake up thinking, oh, I got to get in that traffic. It is going to be horrible. It's going to be long. Somebody's probably going to get in an accident and they're going to delay me. You see what is going on? I was seizing the mood. I was grabbing a hold of the mood that I'm going to feel from riding in my car in the traffic. Flip that and seize the moment that I get to ride in my car for an hour and I get to listen to motivational speakers for 1 hour. Wow. When I switched to seizing the moment, my mood improved. So now I was excited about getting in my car to finish a series of listening to a particular motivational speaker or listen to some music. It was an exciting drive. I was no longer, engaged in being in a negative mood. So that's number one. Seize the mood and seize the moment and not the mood. Number two is read or listen to something that encourages you, something that will lift you up, something that would make you feel absolutely fantastic. So this is something that I want to share with you that I think would help, that I listen to, right? I'm not listening to, but I read. That is so helpful. This is a handy dandy book. And it's called 50 Ways to Say No and Mean It. Yes, I'm the author, and I still go to it. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, if we saying yes when we really want to say no, it can make us feel horrible. We can feel down and out. We can feel just outright, enraged and angry at ourselves. So having the ability to say yes when you want to say yes and say no when you want to say no will improve your mood. So that's number two. Read something that inspires you and check out my book. Okay, number three is also something that I want you to do over the next 21 days. It's called the mirror exercise. So in the mirror exercise, this is what you want to do. I want you to write down two things that you love about yourself. Write those down in your journal or in your notes section of your phone. After you write them down, I want you to get a mirror. I want you to look in that mirror and you say those two things that you wrote down. For me, I started off years ago and I would say, I love my brown eyes, right? I love my smile. I've improved that one of my mantras is, I love me some me. Absolutely. So you start out with two things on the first day, and every day you add two more things that you love about yourself. And that's going to be exciting because by the day 21, you're going to have 42 things you've written down that you would say to yourself. So that's another exercise that I strongly encourage you to do, is the mirror exercise. Number 4, if after all of this you are still having negative emotions that are creating a super change in your life, for example, you don't want to get up out of bed, you don't want to do anything, you are maybe what we would call clinically depressed, or you might be experiencing some panic in your life, I want you to immediately call your doctor, a psychiatrist, or get in contact with a licensed mental health counselor like myself, someone that you can talk to so they can do the evaluation to see if there is in fact some clinical depression or anxiety or both. Those are 4 things that you can do to create emotional balance. And when you create that emotional balance, research says that you will have spiritual balance. As a matter of fact, a spiritual balanced life will improve your mood. There are research that shows that as you increase your spiritual life, your emotional balance, your mental health, even your physical health will improve. So I encourage you to do one or all 4 of those things to create emotional balance in your life.